Hello everyone, it's Dotson here. Welcome to my channel again. It's DLX Dots anyway in terms of the name of the channel. But I'm so happy to have you guys here. It's been the last 2 weeks. I've just been so busy. Everything has been all over the place. I don't have my mic right now. Forgive me. I've got my Apple earphones. But you'll find that it's actually a lot clearer. So I've invested money in this mic that sort of isn't that great for what I want to do. But I'm thinking about the technical aspect and how I can make things better. I quite prefer being able to hear what I'm saying because it allows me to understand the levels at which I'm talking, and my videos will essentially be better. So bear with me as I invest some money on my mic. But this week I just wanted to talk about the typical question I get asked. Who should I use when investing? I'm new to investing. Help me out. Oh my God, I've got £500. I want to invest. What do you think I should invest in? Is Tesla a good bet? These sort of questions I get all the time, and I just want to address some of the questions. So first of all, what broker should I use? And I think it's a simple question, right? The top three things that I worry about when thinking about who to invest with is the first thing is, are they cheap? In terms of the commissions, what do they charge? How am I being charged? And is it a fair process? What do I need to do in terms of how much do I need to pay, and what am I allowed to do within the platform? You also need to know what they have in terms of their capability. How many companies are in there? So do they have most things listed? So that's a really important question, because sometimes new companies, if let's say for example you are investing in penny stocks, if you're investing in penny stocks, you want to be with a broker that has a massive range of penny stock shares available that you can invest in. So that's very important for you, but it might not be important for the next person. So if, for example, you're like me and you don't exactly prefer investing in penny stocks, even if I've made some good money from penny stocks, then you could probably pick something that doesn't really have a wide range of penny stock shares, because you want to sort of go riskless. You probably want to go for a company that has less of a chance of collapsing. You probably want to go for a company that has less of a chance of falling or closing down within the next few months. So the second thing I want to say is, you want to understand if they have the list of companies. So obviously the first thing was, how cheap are they and how are they earning their money? The second thing is, do they have the complete list of the companies that you want to invest in? And the third thing is, how easy to use is their platform? So there's a lot of websites online that can basically help you do the comparisons. I can do another video on the comparisons, and it's quite easy to do that. And I can also sort of talk to you about the platform that I use. So I use Trading 212. Unfortunately, Trading 212 are oversubscribed, and you have to sort of join a waiting list. So it's probably not for everyone, but if you're interested in joining Trading 212, just apply to the waiting list. I'm not sure how long that is, but it's really useful. They're quite cheap. They're relatively fast. It depends on the sort of company you want to invest in. And if it's at a British company, it's probably slower than an American company in terms of who you're investing in. So just things like that, just niggly bits that you don't really need to worry about, but they can become a bit of a pain. The next thing I want to talk about is, when people ask me, who should I invest in, or should I invest in this company or not? The typical answer for this is, do your due diligence. So everyone would say it depends, and everyone would say go do your research. And for me, I like to help you understand why I would or why I wouldn't. And I think I did a video at the start of these sort of series of videos where I talked about Airbnb and potentially why I invested in them. And the reason for investing in Airbnb is so simple. They are a massive company that's going to scale largely in a big way in the next few months. So if you invest in Airbnb, you have a massive chance of growing your money. So obviously, I had shares with Airbnb when the IPO came out, and I bought them at $143 and I sold them at 206. So I made some good money there. However, it's gone down again to about 190. So is it worth buying right now? I would say yes, because it's still going to go up, and I still believe it's going to go up. But obviously, it depends on your appetite for risk, and it depends on if you think it will still go further down. And do I know if it will? No, but I think it might. There's a chance it might. So it's worth definitely putting some sort of price alert to give you a notification when it goes down. So the other one that I've spoken about with some friends recently is actually Deliveroo. People have asked me, should I invest in Deliveroo? I've said, well, probably not, because a lot of professors have actually said that Deliveroo's market is, in terms of the deliveries, it's actually not very profitable. So outside of London, Deliveroo is not profitable at all. Bear in mind, London is actually probably the same population as the whole of Scotland. So it's actually not a bad thing that it works very well in London. But the idea is, in a dense population, it works perfectly. Because you've got numerous restaurants in a space that's so small, and deliveries can be done very quickly, and you can do loads of them quite easily. However, you take away that aspect of, where I live in a suburban area, it would take about 15 minutes for one person to do a delivery. But in London, potentially it will take a lot less than that. So that's where the timing and the pay of the individual becomes a bit tricky. And obviously we know about the Uber drivers stuff, where they now have to be paid in terms of an hourly rate rather than based on what they do as self-employed. So that's where there's some nuances that might affect Deliveroo's profitability. However, they're still a big company. They're going to do an IPO, which means that they will have more funds to invest in technologies that might make their stuff cheaper. So the question is, are you willing to take that risk? I was, and I am now, and I've invested in Deliveroo because it's the smart thing to do. And the reason why it's a smart thing to do is because they've got to this stage where they are going to get lots of funds. Amazon has seen something great in them. They've got these ideas where they might be delivering groceries. Who knows? But based on the prospectus and based on what they're saying, I thought it's worth risking. So I put down £1,000 there. I may not get all the shares, but we'll see what happens, right? So people have also asked me, is Airbnb a winner, or is Shell a winner, or is ExxonMobil a winner? My sort of overarching answer to this question is every share or stock is a winner, and it's all about timing. So investment is basically a sort of picture in time of when you decide to. So investing is about when did you take a picture, and the idea is when was that picture taken. So if that picture was taken at a point when the price was high, and then it goes down, then yes, you're losing, obviously. However, if you have taken a picture of when the prices were lower, and then in a few months' time it goes up, then, at the same time, it's all based on a scale. So if you decide you're going to sell when it's in profit, then you're always going to make money. Obviously, the company could collapse. You never know. It's a risk that you're willing to take. So people have asked me if I think that, let's say, the share price is too high. What are my options? Do I have to sit in front of the laptop to see it and wait for it to go down? And the answer is no. So I've already alluded to this before, and it's literally just setting price alerts. So you can either set price alerts if you don't have the cash within your Trading 212 account or within your free trade account or whoever it is, what broker you're using, IBK, whatever. Or if you have the money in your account, you can set a limit buy. So a limit buy is essentially the lowest point you're willing to pay for the shares. So you set this point up and you say, okay, right now the Airbnb price, for example, is at 180. And if it goes down to 150, please buy 5 shares. So this will automatically put an order in for you, and it will say at $150 buy 5 shares. And that makes it very simple, and you could make money literally for being asleep. So it's really exciting to be able to do that, because people like me who work full time do not have the time to sit around and wait for something to go down or go up. So if you put limit buys or limit stops, depending on whatever you want, then you can also put a limit sell. So at a certain point, if it goes to, let's say, $200, and that's what you want to sell it at, then it will just kind of do the order for you pretty simply. So a lot of my friends want to get into crypto. And to be honest with you guys, I've not really had the time to do the research on crypto. And I feel like crypto is one of those things that even if I had the time to research it, I probably still wouldn't understand it. Because it's such a complex thing, and it kind of stems from blockchain, and it stems from all this other stuff that there's just a lot of stuff that's going on, and it's a lot about the encryption, it's all about mining Bitcoin and all this kind of stuff. And for me, I just don't get it. I completely get shares and stocks and things like that. But then again, Tesla has gone for crypto. So maybe this means that if Elon Musk thinks it's a great thing, then who am I to say otherwise? Who am I to say otherwise? However, the problem is I want to be able to explain something when I lose money, or if I lose money. And in my sort of ethos and my philosophy, if I can't explain why I've lost money, that's gonna hurt. And I'm being honest with you. You know, if I put down £1,000 for Deliveroo and it doesn't go well, or they don't allocate the shares, at least I know why that didn't happen, and I think I can live with myself. But if Bitcoin just drops overnight, then I have no clue why that's happened, and I don't know if that's going to come back up. So the aspect of not knowing is quite scary for me, and that's exactly why I'm not investing in crypto. But until I understand it properly, I'm not going to actually use my money on that. So people have asked me, is it normal to pay a flat fee or a percentage to an investment broker? The answer is yes. So the investment brokers have to be paid because they're offering you a service, and fortunately for you, you don't have to do any of that work. So investment brokers have basically brought the sort of stock table to you. So instead of the Wall Street having to call someone at the Wall Street to invest, financial technology has brought, stocks and shares to your phones. So you've got that to your palms. You can invest at the click of a button, and then someone somewhere elsewhere does that for you, and it's incredible. So lastly, if I had £500, what would I invest in? So lastly, if I had £500, what would I invest in right now? So what I would invest in is actually the electric vehicle markets right now. And the reason why is it's actually dropping right now. So the prices are probably lower than they've been in the last 4 to 5 months. Obviously, there's a lot of macro and things that are going on out with our control that's reducing the pricing of the electric vehicle shares. But people like NEO and people like CCIV, so Arrival, for example, the prices are quite low right now. They're still going to go up. So if you're willing to wait 8 months, 12 months, even less, it depends. Obviously, I can't tell the future, but if you're willing to wait, it will go back up and you'll be making some good money. So if I had £500, I would definitely go for the electric vehicle shares. But obviously, do your due diligence and understand what the company is actually trying to do within the next few months or years. Don't go investing in companies that don't have any products, that don't know when they're going to release stuff, and there's no plans as to how they're going to produce the vehicle. Manufacturing a car is not child's play. And that's why people like VW coming into the electric vehicle market, people like Jaguar saying that they want to do electric vehicles, is going to scare people like Tesla. It's going to scare everyone else because they've got the money, they've got the power, they've got the manufacturing capability to get a massive share of that market. So just be careful when investing in electric vehicles. But at the moment, they're very low and they will come up. So that's all I've got to say for that. The second thing, if I had £500 to invest in, would be holidays. So at the moment, we've had a massive downturn in coronavirus related stocks. So things like shares in TUI, for example, or Lufthansa, they've all gone down recently. They were quite high up to about £200 up in the past few months. Obviously, £200 is what I've seen them at in terms of my shares and how many I bought. But what I mean by that is they were up about 20%, even 40% in some cases. So they've dropped drastically now because of the situation with the UK has got the COVID stuff going on really well, but some people have kind of stopped because of AstraZeneca, and some people have decided not to do some things. So my best advice for you would be to start investing in the travel markets because that will come back up. We've already got the COVID vaccine. America has approved it. Germany will start using AstraZeneca again, and we know it works. It's worked in Israel. People are already out and about. They're thinking about opening clubs in Israel, so it's the right time to get invested and make some good money after. Thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's DLX Dotes here, and I hope you have learned one thing or two. Have a good day guys. Cheers.